Hey guys, Jay here. So in this video today, I want to share with you guys a little bit of an update on the current character that I'm playing, the John Wick with the stick. I am moving forward to I think this is probably the way to the Chimera to show you a little bit of single target. The build is going very strong. I am now rocking 4,000 life with close to 700 strength in Act 3 Cruel. So yeah, just a lot of life, and still you're going to see quite a lot of damage as well. All right, so I go spin once, put down the bell, spin, put down the second bell, and yeah, that's about it. So this is just an average boss fight in the campaign. Everything pretty much looks like this. So I am going into the end game soon. Today I have a little bit of a power outage for half a day actually. So without that, I would have been in maps and would have been being able to show you guys maybe, you know, better bosses, but you know, it is what it is. So you've seen the damage. Right now my character is pretty good actually. I am 700 strength almost, 681 to be specific. I have a decent amount of armor, 2k for now. It will be much better because I have not even take any like armor notes on the skill tree. I am about to actually take a bunch of armor notes here. Right, I am about to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are going to be the notes that I'm going to take. Maybe I will take this one as well if I have a very good body armor. But that is not the main thing, right? I am also right now with the gear upgrade. So right now I have 44 spirit on my body armor here. I need one more level to actually put in a new belt, and so by then I can just, you know, balance out the resistance with the sockets here. So yeah, I am losing 1% strength from here. I have a 15% helmet ready. I will just put it back on because right now I'm not sure which runes I'm going to put in. Maybe I'll try to buy Soul Core for 5% all elemental resistance if necessary, because that is 15% total, which is better than 12% from the runes. So anyway, yeah, here is the current setup. I am rocking a mostly just flat damage weapon, not weapon but a gloves. I think this is one of the slots you can get a lot of flat damage. It is going to be a main source of damage scaling for this build, so prioritize that on the gloves. And on the rings you can get some as well. I have strength and cold damage. Flat is important. Mana is completely useless here actually, so this is not even good. And here some life, some strength, and some flat, decent, some resistances, but not insane. This amulet actually is pretty good. So I have spirit. If I have a divine, if I can divine it to 41 spirit or higher, I am now having the minimum roll. I will have an additional 20 spirit spare, so I can put in vitality, which is going to be a 1% regen all the time, which is very good. So I am going to do that as soon as I can, but not too important anyway. The body armor, I focus on resistance, strength, and armor and spirit. So right now, with all the spirit, I am able to actually have Hero of Ice, Cast on Freeze, Overwhelming Presence, and I still can do another reservation for 30 spirit, which is actually Optic Armor here. I'm not sure how good this is really, because I rarely even take damage, as I mostly just freeze enemies around, but I think it's just an extra layer of defense. Why not, right? I don't see anything that is going to be better. I am also experimenting with a little bit of a different skill. I am trying out Storm Wave, but this skill is too narrow. Not whirling. This skill is way too narrow. It's just basically a line. I don't really like this one. It reaches very far away, and you can move while casting, but yeah, I don't really like it. I think I will just go back to Wind Slash or something that is a bigger cone, so it should feel better overall. Why do I want that skill? Because I think in maps, maybe for Trash Mob, you could clear faster with that. Because the animation of Whirling Assault is a little bit slow, I would say. By the way, if you are in the middle of Whirling Assault, right, if you just kill them off here already, you can just dodge roll away and just move on faster instead of having to wait for the whole animation, basically. So that is a little bit of a trick while playing this build, right? So you can just immediately dodge roll. That is a very cool thing. Other than that, the skills are pretty much the same. I still have like free links on almost everything. I think the Gathering Storm is probably going to be one of the skill I am going to use sometimes, because it allows me to, when I kills enemy, it just create a bunch of shock round, which is sometimes good on bosses. For example, if they spawn some ads, maybe we get shock round that shock the boss, which is very nice. And it is a pretty hard hitting skill as well, so itself can just shock the boss maybe when needed. I'm not sure, I will test out further. But other than that, the other main thing that I want to mention in this video is going to be the end game gear. So I have not reached the end game myself, but I think I have a pretty good idea of what I am going for in the end game. So I am going to show you a couple of items, and then no, not this one. So the first one I'm going to show you is, this is, well, self-explanatory. Look at this. So much O attribute. O attribute, insane. I don't have to explain this in a strength stacking build. Hey. Second, Hands of Wisdom in action. This is a glove. Well, by the way, these are all very expensive items to the end game, so if you can afford it, this build is going to look insane, by the way. But for, you know, poor people like me and maybe most of you guys out there, probably these items are going to be a while to acquire. But Hands of Wisdom in action is also very strong. You gain some additional skilling for dexterity, and very, very important, flat lightning damage per intelligence. So you can potentially skill a little bit more of intelligence, get more flat, because you know how strong flat damage scaling in this build is, as we scale a lot of strength. So the third item is going to be very strong, is this item over here, Morio's Invictus. I think this item only dropped from Pinnacle, but it is pretty common drop in Pinnacle. Anyway, what we are looking for here is this specific one, attribute per socketed runes or soul core. I would say if you can look for attribute and spirit, probably that is going to be the best. I think attribute and spirit is going to be the best in slot for this build in particular, because yeah, obviously with stack attribute and the spirit is going to allow us to reserve more things that we might want. So I think, yeah, overall, just that is going to be the best option. Right now, I don't think it is even available on the market anyway, but yeah, when I reach this point, I think this chest is going to, we can find a good chest here. Even like if you don't go for attribute, you can go for like spirit, life, a bunch of things that might be helpful. Just anything here really. These attribute and life is like 200 exalt as well. Pretty expensive, but strong. We already have a lot of life, so 20% life from here is going to be pretty damn significant. So this can be an endgame option as well. So these three items are very luxury endgame option that you can look at if you are rich. Other than that, this is going to be the skill tree going into the end game. I think this is probably the best. This side is pretty much the same. We still grab all the important stuff. We are cutting out this area, and we are trying to reach for this area. Why am I going for this one? Because if you have these all of these items, you are going to have a pretty significant amount of dexterity and intelligence. So these are very important as well. So we can just go here, we grab a bunch of extremely strong dexterity node. This is additional scaling for dexterity attack speed. This is very good dexterity node. This is percentage dexterity. And since we are here already, I will go ahead and grab resonance. Why resonance? Because you can gain power charge instead of frenzy charge in the game. Let me show you this gem over here. Let me actually just TP back. I'll show you a spirit gem for 30 spirit. I think it's going to be very good, and I'll explain why. Okay, sorry, my computer is dog shit, so it loads a little bit slow. Is this spirit? No, it's not spirit. I think I do have a spirit. Yeah, spirit gem here. So I am looking at combat frenzy. So gain frenzy charge when you freeze, electrocute, or pin an enemy, no more than once every 5.8 seconds. So if you have this buff, you can gain power charge instead. I think this is the only like reliable and automated way that you can reliably gain power charge with the combat frenzy and the resonance. So it will allow you to gain power charges. What does power charges do? Well, power charge will allow you to use another skill that is this charge staff. This is insane. This skill is insane, just insane. It add additional attack to every attack that you're dealing with the quarterstaff. So if you could find a way to just get this in the boss fight, pop this one, it can, you know, go for a pretty long duration if you linked the right stuff into it. And yeah, you would just have, first of all, more flat damage, and then second, this will go off all the time. This will go off all the time. These are going to be by default 3 projectiles in a nova around you. If you want to, you can link additional projectile onto it. I think that is scatter shot, and so you have an additional 2. So basically a nova of projectiles around your character, just additional attack on top of the attack that you are doing. And since you are using whirling assault, you are going to shoot projectiles just everywhere, all the time. So it's just a lot of extra damage. Very, very strong. So I think that is going to be the plan for the end game for me. And I will not like heavily stack strength as I do now. I will balance out a little bit more if I have all of these items. All right, that is just the case. If I have all of these items, which is going to cost like close to 1,000 and 200 exalt, maybe, I think, which is a lot. We can balance out the attribute a little bit more. We don't need to go all in on strength. And we will get a bunch more attack speed, a lot more flat. Overall, just a lot more damage, and you can have extra scaling from this node, which is actually extremely strong if you can have, like, let's just say 500 of the lowest stat. So yeah, that is everything I want to share with you in this video today. So I hope if you're playing this build, you're having a great time. I know I am having an absolute blast with this build so far. It is so strong, so tanky, so comfortable. Yeah, pretty much the gameplay. I am trying to put more buttons into it, as I have a couple of like extra skill slot, so I can put a bunch of utility stuff that maybe is helpful later for like optimal damage or for more clear, for example. But yeah, overall, if you want to, this build can just be like literally a one button playstyle like 90%, 99% of the time, and then on bosses you drop the bell like once or twice and the boss is dead. That's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy, and please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It does help me out greatly, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Probably still be on this build, yeah, because I'm enjoying it a lot and I want to push it to endgame, actually showcase a little bit more. Peace.